It was like so good. I just have one complaint. Alright, you guys, welcome back to another movie review in the car, en el carro, because we just left the movies. Well,
fresh experience.
We just walked out of the doors and we're in the parking lot.
Movie theaters right there.
So we just watched the brand new Jungle Cruise. Came out just tonight, and we wanted to watch it first thing so we can give it a review and post this video ASAP.
And again, guys, spoilers.
Lots of spoilers.
We're gonna talk about the movie fresh out of our heads. First impressions.
So if you haven't seen it, espérate. Like, go watch it and then come right back. Yeah.
Or put it on mute and just let it play. Like it, subscribe, you know.
Save to watch later.
Exactly. But what do you think? First thoughts.
Okay, let's talk about first, like, our thought process going into the movie.
Okay.
What do you think?
So I keep hearing like this is gonna be Captain's of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones, the Mummy type of. So I was super excited. So I grew up watching those movies,
which I love,
and I love those action comedy movies. So I really had.
They're more like adventures.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had really high expectations. I really wanted to like it.
Okay, so I had no idea anything about this movie. I just knew it was a Disney movie. I then found out that there was a ride at Disney. Then I found out that they made this movie based off of that. So I was just like learning things slowly as we were coming up to like the premiere, like the release of the movie. So coming into the movie, I had like maybe the lowest expectations. I probably had like the, okay, cool, like it's just another movie. And it wasn't like, to me, hyped up enough. And then my last thing about this section is when we bought the tickets, there was like none sold. There was maybe a handful of tickets sold, because when we reserved the tickets, you can see how many seats have been taken. So then I even lowered my expectations more, but I was like, I'm still going into it open-minded in a way.
So what do you think about the movie?
So now watching the movie, I felt like sorry, I'm like all nervous now. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was so good. I thought it was like so good. I just have one complaint, but we'll get there.
Alright, so I love the movie. I miss those adventure comedy movies. Like, there's some corniness to it, and I love it. Like, it's like you go to the movies to watch that type of movie. You're not expecting a whole Transformers action movie, explosion. It's just a quirky, funny, action-packed.
Good
the
feel.
Storyline, yeah, it's a good feel-good movie. Storyline, not expected at all.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my god, like I watched the trailers, I'm like, okay, I can see what they're doing, but like the storyline is so good. I was not expecting none of it at all. When you want to go into the story,
well, okay, but don't you feel like the trailer, you see it and you're like, damn, they showed so much, they might as well show me the whole movie. You think that, no ma'am, no ham.
Not at all.
No, there is a big, it's not like one big surprise. It just gives you, there's the trailer doesn't give you the real. I feel like the real.
The trailer
storyline
gives you kind of like, oh, it's gonna be an action comedy movie.
Yeah.
And that's about
They're
it.
trying to. I think the trailer is like really portraying the adventure side of it for sure, but the background of that adventure is not talked about at all in the trailer. I don't think. And
I did not expect that at all. Like sometimes you're gonna see. I could tell. Okay, they're going with this with the movie. Spoilers again, guys.
Yeah.
I thought the German guy was just gonna be the bad guy of the whole movie, and that was about it. It was gonna be the German chasing the brothers,
right?
And Dwayne The Rock Johnson was just there to save the day.
Right, exactly. Like you really think it's that simple? It's much more complicated than that. So now explain the story if you want, and then
obviously these two, a brother and sister from London, are going to the Amazon to look for this tree that's supposed to cure everything. They want it for medical purposes. Then we find out there's a German guy that wants it obviously for ruling purposes, kind of like a Adolf Hitler type of character. Obviously it's World War I time frame, so they get to the Amazons. They go through this whole action-packed beginning. Everything's like going crazy. People chasing.
Yes, if I can just add to that first part, they did start and initiate immediately. I was like, there was like no warm-up to it. Like as far as like, I think that's a good thing because I feel like they would have dragged on with the woman's story. It would have been like, okay, we'll get to the point, get to it. So they didn't do that.
Even before they get to the Amazon, there's a little bit of action scene. She's stealing the arrowhead that we found out it's not an arrowhead.
Yeah, that was pretty cool too. I like that little trick.
So it's all about this Dwayne The Rock Johnson's character being a liar, being like he's a scam artist. Every little turn, there's another con and another con and another con.
Yeah.
And there's this little. They go to this tribe. They get kidnapped. Then they trying to get the arrowhead from the girl. He's speaking another language. Come to find out it's all a con.
Yeah.
But that's when the real bad people come. The Spaniards. From the adventure, from the beginning of the movie.
And
adventure.
So there is two bad guys here.
Yes.
But to me, the one bad guy that started with the adventure started to go and seek for this healing power for his daughter was like, wow. So that's who initiated this, like seeking of this power for his daughter to be healed. And I love that because I don't know how I feel about that, but basically the bad guy had a real good reason of why.
Yes, he wanted to save his daughter.
Yeah.
So he came with a good heart.
Yeah.
But then he got desperate and
But then okay, so I get it. He got desperate and betrayed the people that healed him so that he can get what he needs for his daughter faster. Would you not be in the same place?
I mean, it's just you eventually know you're gonna get it. To me, at that point, I'm like,
but your daughter's like on her death. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's crazy because it wasn't a 2-day trip from Spain to South America. Back then, it took weeks, maybe months.
Right.
So I get
some of his men were dying just so that his daughter, like, if he was willing to sacrifice his men, right, his army, to die out in the jungle, it wasn't even a war. It was just so that he can help his daughter. I'm sure he was very impatient and he figured it out and found it. Like, I mean, I know that, you don't want to hear it, but sometimes you're put in a situation where if it comes down to your own children being healed or saved, I hear it all the time.
Some people do some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie John Q? It's the same scenario.
Yeah, why you bring that movie up?
Denzel Washington goes crazy is because his son is like, he needs a heart, and it's unfair that there's the cure, but you won't give it to me.
Right.
So I do see that side.
So I kind of like that
he
they did that.
He kind of went a little bit apocalyptic and killed everybody, but I did not expect that side of the story. The whole curse, the whole like.
And spoiler, The Rock
is immortal.
Is immortal too. I did not see that coming.
I mean, we expected it because in all his movies, he like that man can drop from a skyscraper. The dude's alive, but he's immortal.
No, I figured because they kind of like killed him off a little early.
Yeah, I was like, man, he really just.
Yeah,
died.
He's like, did he die? I'm like, nah. I get it. I figured they were gonna use the excuse like he's just so muscular and like he survives anything. I thought he was gonna come out like, no, I don't never die. I don't know, something ridiculous like that. But because let me tell you guys. So watch. Rewind this video. He was like this, and I was like, well, I'm gonna get hit any minute. But yes, so I definitely feel like
I was like. I mean, maybe she can carry the story by herself, but like they can't kill Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I figured something. I knew he wasn't dead, but I like the fact that he was immortal, and I like the fact that he was there for that backstory. Again, I'm obviously talking to folks that have already seen the movie because there's a lot of spoilers here. So if you've seen it, you see that he was a part of that big history, and it just goes to show what he tried to do throughout his 400 years of living, But yeah.
And it's crazy. Like a lot of people think about, I want to be immortal. And I like his perspective. Like at one point you start losing everybody you love, and at one point everybody that you knew and you grew up around loving is gonna be gone. So like how much of that can you take? Like he literally saw generations after generations just die, and like that has to be pretty heavy on somebody.
And then now let's get to the negatives or whatever you want. Like for me, like I've said it, and you guys will hear me say this a lot in movie reviews, I do not like love stories in action movies. I don't love stories too much. But this one, they did have a love story. I didn't see it coming. I figured they wouldn't at all. Like to me, it didn't seem like they needed to add that in there. But, or what do you think about that part?
I could have gone without it.
But so then this is my thought process. I figured they had to make it happen for him to survive.
Oh, exactly.
So it had to happen.
The fact that he wanted
like the
to
movie
die,
had to happen.
Because the movie had to happen. The fact that he wanted to die and then he decided to live because of her. Yes, I do like that.
And she had to sacrifice her overall goal to save one person's life.
And rumor has it that this is gonna be a franchise, so obviously they had to keep it going.
Oh really? I didn't know that. So got it.
They're thinking it's gonna be like Pirates of the Caribbean, where they're gonna do
got it.
sequel. We'll see. I like the movie. We'll see what the box office does. Woo!
One more negative thing.
Wow.
Was, to me, it was scary. Okay, again.
Oh, she's scared of snakes.
You guys, I'm now realizing, not now, but now it's been a while and it's confirmed like more and more, that I'm getting like this phobia of snakes. Even just seeing them on the screen, it scares me. So there is like 3 pop-ups and more scary parts. So I was like, no, and I'm not supposed to be scared right now. Like, and I don't like scary movies. So it did scare me. But then at the same time, like, I have to give credit where it's due. I guess the animator or creator that does the design of like the animations must have done a really good job, because it was really good. I think it was really good.
Yeah, it was an awesome movie. Great experience for the family. I mean, It's a good movie. If I'm flipping through the channels, I see that movie, I'm stopping to watch it.
Yeah, it was good, you guys. Like, I definitely still recommend it. 100%. Do you recommend it?
Definitely recommend it.
I definitely recommend it. I definitely think that it's one of those, like, back then when you used to have VHS, I feel like I always say that wrong.
VHS.
You know, on the videotapes, it's one of those you can keep in there, you know, and have it there and play it every so often for your kids or on Friday nights, whatever.
And if you grew up watching The Mummy, Indiana Jones, those type of movies, you're gonna like. It's gonna take you back to those. I mean, a lot of people think The Rock is like, oh, good, same character. He's funny, he's corny on this movie. I liked it. So, I mean, we definitely recommend it.
Yeah, and I was saying to Enrique earlier, like, I feel like Dwayne Johnson is so fun to watch, like, on interviews and, like, in a much more, like, natural habitat of just, like, him recording himself or, like, him being recorded around his friends or you know, coworkers. I love that side of him. He's just seems like so much fun to be around and such a jokester. But I can tell that in his movies, they try to make him a very corny, funny guy. So Enrique says it works for him, and I'm like, okay, well, like, it's true. Like, and I enjoy him. I enjoy him as a.
And the brother was a little comedy relief thing. It's pretty good. It worked out perfect. I liked it. All the main characters, it worked. So we definitely recommend it. Let us know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe. Let us know what next movie we should watch.
Yeah, and definitely for Disney, I think they did a really good movie and really good job in this movie.
So we'll see you guys in the next one.